Okay, actually this one is more of a reading problem, I think.
Are we in page 19? Just to confirm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm driving. Right, it's a bit slow. I'm driving. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Looks nice. Okay. Okay. You were saying that this is a reading problem. You mean where would the problem be, for example?
Okay, specifically this statement.
The arc that is below the line PQ. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. So and then Cartesian some more, right? Okay. Okay. Right. So you show. Wait. Sorry. Wait, what's the reading problem again?
Like this is okay. Wait, they're asking for this part. Is it? Wait.
Yeah, feels like it. Yeah, yeah. Feels like it. Yeah.
And then what the answer key it was that this is the equation, right? Yeah.
Oh. Mhm.
Then they just wait. They just try to find the value of y. So this is what's the equation called? Like the
Did you equate that
the
with the line PQ? Wait. Did you equate that with the line PQ? You should be.
no. It's just this one.
That's the arc, yes. But
But it's not. There's no like line PQ.
he say below line PQ? No. Line may
Like
play a part here, no?
I mean, according to the answer key, it doesn't really seem like it.
Huh? What?
Wait.
What?
Yeah, this is what they did to get this. Yeah, like you can see here, I did think of equating it to line PQ, but yeah, it didn't work.
That's the answer. Tell me the equation of line PQ. Let's see whether there's a clue there. So there might be a wait, okay, let's see. Oh, it's half x. Okay. That's nice. That's a simple one. Think for a while. Let me think for a while. Let me think for a while. In the meantime, if you have a next question.
Oh, then some more, right? Because in the next part they ask for the volume of the solids. So I just tried to use this, and then I tried to do what? To find the volume of the solid, right?
You are referring to there. Okay, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so these two x coordinates are just this and this lah. But then the answer key they use
no.
Huh?
No. Wait, no. Wait. No.
Yeah,
No.
the answer key they use this point and
Yeah.
what is that? This one, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we explain first why it's not this guy lah, right? So why is it not this guy? Let me give you a green. Okay, why is it this? Why is this one wrong? Because the rotation x-axis about the x-axis. Yeah, okay, right. So the rotation works like this. Like you have to imagine everything as a parallel, and then you rotate, right? If you start from this point, the ones on the left will be excluded, right? Because the way the rotation works is that you take a line and then you rotate that way. So confirm that's right. Is it really P? That's the question lah. Is it really P, and how well does it work? Because most of the time when you rotate, you will more likely like take all the area like that. You know? So there's a concern there, and this is not typical of what you're supposed to do lah in A level. So there's that concern over that area particularly.
Oh, so this drawing is also wrong.
No, that's fine. What that would be.
But it doesn't include this one also.
It doesn't include what? Sorry? Yeah. No, as in I'm thinking I'm trying to think whether the just standard way will exclude that area. If it doesn't exclude that area, then we do have some problem, right? Because your drawing is correct. It is supposed to exclude that area. What? Can you imagine that the green and black area is supposed to be excluded? Supposedly.
But this one is like rotating also.
Correct.
It's not just like copy paste.
I mean, the reason why you draw the copy paste is because that kind of imagines the rotation. Let me put it this way. Sorry. Let me put it this way. So suppose you have a line, right? Suppose you have a line, and then the area below the line here, and then when you rotate, you have a cone, correct? That's because you take this point and then you rotate something like that, okay? And then and then that, right? And everything else here also rotates, kind of, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just you copy paste on top, but you go through the rotational motion, right? 360, right? So this point will go through the rotational motion to reach here, and then this point will go to rotational and reach here and reach here. And you get a point. There's an indentation there.
Yeah.
So it should work like this. It should work like this. So what I think, just to be very safe, what I think is that we will think about it like this one. There are two lines here. And you want this kind of rotation. Can you imagine the rotation? Like this.
That's like
this shape
to
a cone which has a empty cone inside, right? Right. So how I will do it in a normal thing will be to take the volume of rotation of the green minus volume of rotation of the red. Look, that's I think the shortest way of doing it, if that makes some sense.
Okay.
Right. That's because I can do it. So I was thinking that maybe here I should be doing that. I'm not familiar with the function yet, but I think I should be doing that. I should be doing rotation from Q to P, and then minus rotation from P to whatever this line is, right? Which is very risky because this function has a a double. Oh goodness me! No, wait, let me think about. No, this is why he gives you this. No, this is why he gives you that. So you're gonna yeah. So wait. No, wait, that's settled. No, that's settled. What am I talking about? So he gives you the shortcut. You're going to let me get it right. No, wait, what? What? Something for. Yeah, that's the problem. I can't really tell. The function is not a very friendly function. I can't really tell which one's correct or wrong, but I do notice that he's preparing you for it. How do I notice, even though I don't know what is supposed to be right, is that this part is equivalent to this part. Part is equivalent to this part. So he might be saying that there's a way to disregard the usual view of things, right? And then just place this here, and then if you integrate from here to here normally, then you will get the right answer, right? Still, I would have a problem because this area is weird, right? Usually you don't rotate an area above the x-axis because it will be very weird when you rotate them. Like this part and this part is clashing, so I can't imagine that yet, right? Can't imagine that yet. I will feel more comfortable if I integrate from here to here, right? From here to here, separately from integrate, which also means I have to handle this one. Same thing. What? That's just the same thing. Just the same thing. I'll be doing exactly the same thing. Okay, so let me just tell you what I feel is the safest way of doing it. What I feel is the safest way of doing it is I'm going to integrate from this one, from, let's call this S. I'm going to integrate using the below line PQ, this one, from P to S, right? From P to S, because it is below line PQ. And then I'm going to find from P to U, I guess, and I'm going to integrate with the version above PQ. Am I making any sense right now?
I think so, yeah.
So I'll be finding this nook lah. I'll be finding this nook, right? And then I'm going to take the simple cone minus that low, simple cone minus that nook, and then I'm going to add it up to the total thing, the total thing. I feel that if I have time, I will simply do that in exam rather than agonize over whether it is correct or not to do from P to Q. If I have time, I'll probably just break it down. If I don't have time, then of course we're just going to take a chance and just whack it and hope for 1 mark. If you get 4 marks, you're very lucky, right? I mean, nothing particularly impressive with luck, right? So, but again, if I have time, I will break it down like this rather than think about it. I take it that your answer key simply seems to not be thinking about all this.
Wait, I'm checking if I copied it down correctly. Oh, they minus this part. I forgot to.
So they did minus.
Yeah,
so yeah. There is a. So you have to find point U, so to speak. But he's saying that you don't have to find point S, really?
And no, this the what? Yeah, they integrate from. Wait, that's weird.
From
Let me think.
Yes.
Okay, let me just write down the whole thing first.
So it seems that it is not from P to Q lah, because P to Q is supposed to be, you know, the same number, right? So it seems like. So let me confirm, yeah. Oh, the first guy is this P, and is this S?
Yeah.
Okay. So, turns out that P to S is important, and then minus, this is a P, right? This is P, and this must be U, right? This must be U, lah.
Yes.
So he's saying that all these are included, which I agree. Yeah, the one below here should already be included. That's how it should work, lah. That's how it should work. Correct. Yeah, I agree. So turns out that that's how we do it, lah. That's all, lah. You just break it down, lah. Acknowledging that this is a problem that you cannot address in one step, lah. Yep.
I cannot really see it. Wait.
Yeah, if you could tell me what the problem is with the seeing, right? Sharing my screen.
Oh, okay, never mind. I think I can see it now. Okay.
Okay, all right.
I get it now.
Okay, sure. Right. Is this more than usual? I guess slightly more. Good. It's a good question. Still owe you the first part, right?
I mean, for the first part, are they just asking for the part of the curve below the x-axis? But then why would they phrase it as below the line PQ?
No, below the x-axis is not the same as below PQ. That's why I was thinking about it. That's why I was thinking about it. I was confused. I mean, no, I was confused. It's not below the x-axis. It's not. It's different. It's different. And I mean, we have almost no experience dealing with an arc. That means, you know, something which terminates here and goes to here. That's not within our normal experience, lah. Let's just say we never even try to have a circle and divide it by half, for example.
Yeah.
That's not a normal thing that we know, right? Of course, the math can be full of surprises because this kind of function is not the function is not one what do you call it, it's not one what function we can handle because it is one. It's one to many, not many to one. No, sorry. So it's
the one. one function.
Like
Like there's only one value of y for
the x direction only have one value, even though if you see it from the y direction, you have two.
yeah.
We don't care about the y. We don't care about the horizontal lines. Now here, even the vertical lines have to answer, and that poses a lot of problems that we are not familiar with. We are not familiar with it. So back then, when we learned circle, we have a function which we didn't bother to explore that part. We didn't. Now, I mean, if I put it that way, and I realize in exam this happens, for example, which I don't think they should. I don't think they should. But say in A level this happens, that my stand is clear. I know that this is kind of outside the syllabus. Let's call this an ellipse. It's not an ellipse, but let's call this an ellipse. Ellipse is not outside the syllabus, but this kind of treatment of arc, below a slanted line, that's outside the syllabus. That's also outside what we normally practice. So to me, I will lean very heavily towards my graphing calculator. I'll be experimenting certain things in order to discover a certain feature of the curve which I can exploit. I will definitely do that early. And when I see 2 marks, that is definitely what I'm going to do at the end. At the end, seriously.
Okay.
And looking at the structure of the question, I would probably realize first that this is meant for my benefit in part 3. So I'm going to focus on using it first for part 3. I'm going to totally ignore part 2. I mean, it's 2 marks. And then I'm going to totally use the GC for my advantage. That's what I'm going to do in exam. If that makes sense. And again, since I think this is outside the syllabus, I don't think we should bother too much by it.
Okay.
The part 3 one is not outside the syllabus. That one, I believe you're supposed to know how to handle. Though it's considered hard. So we bother about that. That's fair. That's fair. Right. But having said that, that means I do need some time to think about part 2. Is there any way to do this without experimenting, so to speak? Okay, so I mean, I owe you that.
Okay.
There is another question. You have a new one. Tell me your issue.
Yeah, this one I feel like there are a lot of unknown variables, right? But like we don't even have like a single known value. So
Yeah.
like
And it's disorienting lah, let's just say, yeah. Let's just say.
yeah.
The mark doesn't help. So would you like, I mean, you already put certain things in, yeah. So wait, top cylinder has a copper base, and yeah, okay, right. Yeah, okay, sure. Per unit area, find the ratio. Maximum volume with the least cost. Wait, I'm understanding the question. What? Maximum volume with the least cost. Wait, what does this mean? Maximum volume with the least cost.
Oh yeah, and that part, yes.
What? Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm confused with this. However, the process will still be, certain things will be similar. So I'm just following you, right? So the total cost is show. What is that? What? What is that? I don't get your total cost.
Let me check.
The base is copper, right? This is open, and this is thin, right? Thin, SN, right? So the cost will be the what? The dollar will be 2 pi. I'm sorry. It should be pi r. Why am I writing so bad? Pi r square times k, right? K dollar plus 2 pi r h times $1. Isn't that the cost of the thing? No?
Okay, I don't understand what I was writing either.
Right. You do understand what I'm writing?
Yeah.
So we'll stick to that for a while. Not really sure what's going on here, but for a while.
I think for some reason I wrote the surface area of a sphere. The
Yes, it is, which is no cylinder, right? Easier.
yeah.
Okay. So let me just check whether we have everything here. So open top cylinder boiler, a copper, I think we got that. The volume is obviously correct. And then the copper sheet, we got it here. Per unit area, which yeah, I think is fine. And then find the ratio of the height to reduce the here. Okay, now maybe he's asking us to, well, this is dVdr equals to 0, I guess, right? Wait. I'm not even sure what I should be DRing with. Let me think for that. There must be some sort of differentiation here, right? There must be dV over d dono equals to 0. That's for maximum volume, right? And then we will also want a least cost, right? So this will be d dollar, right? D dollar over, I have no idea, right? D whatever question mark equals to 0 also. And now let me think for. Yep. So we were used to solving the problem of two variables by, well, eliminating one.
Yeah.
They kind of do that by fixing a certain thing. No? The volume must be something, or the dollar must be something. So let me think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is what he's doing right now. So let me think for a while. He's clearly not doing that. Yeah, you need to fix a certain thing, because if not, it will, yeah, this doesn't make sense at all. The question doesn't make sense for why. So the reason why you fix something is not because just it's a mathematical need, no. But for example, if you never say that the volume is let's say 2 liter, or you say that the total surface area is, I don't know, 2000 meters, let's say you don't say any of them, then I can just use more and more material, or I can make the boiler bigger and bigger, or smaller and smaller, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. How can you say that? What's the minimum cost of a boiler that can go as big or as small as you want? What are you asking here? You know, what is the maximum volume of a boiler which surface area can be up to you one? Yeah, I mean, just make it as big as you know. So maybe I'm missing something. For example, here, maybe the surface area should have been fixed, maybe, because the volume shouldn't be fixed, right? Maximum volume, right? But is the surface area fixed? Find the ratio of the height to the radius of the boiler. Find the ratio of the height to the radius. Okay, makes sense. So in order to circumvent this problem, he purposely do not give us, something that, should have been given, right? He asks you in terms of ratio of height to radius. So what does that mean? Obviously, he wants the answer to be in terms of radius and height, obviously lah. Obviously. So both variable will be in. And the way he deal with it is by having a ratio of height to radius. Really? I think Daniel is in. I'm not so sure, Keiko. I think I have to think about it. I'm not so sure. Right. Yeah, Daniel, I can see you. Can you hear me? Okay. Hi. Okay. Yeah, I sent you a suggestion to the WhatsApp. Do you accept, or do you want to try question 1 directly?
Sorry, let me just reshare WhatsApp again.
Yep. It's a simple suggestion.
I've done up to question 3, but I have a few questions. Oh wow, 1, 2, and 3 are there. All right, let's go.
So 1, 2, 3, and 6AB is the non-number one. No? So it's just,
let's do all of those.
Shall we not skip that? Shall we come back to that later? That's my suggestion.
Okay. Oh, I did 1, 2, and 3, and I have questions for all of them.
Oh,
okay, sure.
No wonder, really no wonder. Maybe you can ask them if you have. Okay, here's the thing. If you have at least half done, that's not bad. You have some understanding. If you have no understanding at all, I suggest we go back later. But if you have some,
I've only done 3 part 1 and part 2 out of the 3 questions.
3 part 1 and part 2. 3 part 1 and 2. Let me see.
Yeah, question 1 and 2, I'm quite lost, I must say.
You come back later. We have to talk. We have to talk about it. We have to, but later.
All right, let's set the timing then. So we end our lesson at 9:40.
9:40. Depends on the other student. If the other student are, yeah, you can try that. You can try that. Okay.
So let's say we end between 9:30 and 9:40. Okay. So whatever we're doing, we'll drop and we'll go to question 1, 2, 3, and 6 at 9. Or is that a good strategy, or would you like to
You're being very optimistic if your vector is rusty lah. You probably have an hour just to discuss one question. for
Oh wow.
the kind of you might be underestimating vector. I don't know. Maybe.
Yes, I think I might be.
You might be. And the mark is too great for you to ignore and also to underestimate. Like look at question number 4. That's a total of 12 marks. That's normal in local papers, and turns out your paper also. Turns out, right? So let's see how rusty you are. Now, even though question 4 is longer, it is also by right supposed to be easier to understand. Supposedly, let's see. Shall we start with question 4 or question 3? That's up to you.
Let's start with 4 then. Why not?
Let's. I'm taking it that you don't want to give up on this topic right now.
No, I need to get it to a passable level at the very least.
Can. So we take a bit of time. We take our time with this topic. Then don't be too optimistic at the start. Now, it turns out that your math Jamboard is full. Okay, sorry. Just while might as well. Right. Now, Keiko, your Jamboard is also full. So what should we do?
I'll make a new one.
If you make a new one, then would you mind slotting in the the little question there, so I can
Okay.
A-level syllabus doesn't give you any way to deal with double variables. No way. No. So what are you supposed to do then? What are you supposed to do? Tell me. Okay, I'm looking at Keiko. Okay, so Keiko, and then when you have your Jamboard, Daniel, please tell me.
All right, let me just get to it. Sorry. Right, chat.
You share. Okay, sorry. Let me go there. So Daniel, I'm putting in the question 4 in. So please read question 4 and really per section, tell me whether you may need some help or refresher. It's okay not to read every question, but at least question 1, what do you think? Okay, that's a cylinder question.
What do you mean length of projection?
Right. Okay. So, okay. Right. So, something that we will be glad to use later on. I guess that's why they start like that. Let's say line. Sorry. Let's say line L is like this. Let's pretend that, right? And then A and B is very likely not in the line, no? Okay. So here, let's say this is A, and let's say this is B. Okay, again, it's very unlikely for them to be known, right? So length of projection is very simple, like this lah. The shadow of the AB lah. The shadow of AB, the length of the shadow of AB, which drops on the line, something like that.
How the
Projection.
hell do you? How are you supposed to find that?
Well, the most convenient way is to use the formula. But I mean, there are other ways to do it lah. But the formula will be convenient. So I haven't checked whether you have the formula or not. But this is a very common and useful thing lah to.
Shortest distance between points.
Let me check where your formula. I noticed there's a formula. So blah blah no blah 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 no blah 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 no. Okay, so you don't have it. Wait. Yeah, you don't. Okay, you don't. Right. So
Or is it the whole what's it called?
can I?
Foot of perpendicular.
I'm gonna. Yeah, it's the whatever of. Can I describe it in the most basic methods? The basic method will guide you. Okay? Maybe let's pretend that there's no formula. Okay, let's pretend that because you may use it wrongly anyway if you don't understand it, right? Okay, so you can find the length of AB itself, right? You can, right? Yep. Then if you could just find this angle, which you could, you obviously can find the shadow length. What you just use, LAB times cosine theta lah, will be your, projection length, right? Correct? Does it lah? Does it make sense? This is simple trigo. You tell me whether that makes sense or not.
LAB cosine theta.
Oh man,
is the length of projection.
This is hypotenuse. Stop saying the length of stop saying the length of projection. Just look at this as hypotenuse, and this is a triangle. I'm trying to find, this part of the triangle. Isn't that just cosine theta of this guy? This guy will be sine theta of this guy. Correct or not?
Hey, forgive me if I'm wrong, but isn't this the length of projection?
Yeah, isn't this that then? Isn't this that?
Oh, I thought you said length of projection is this.
This what? No, that's the length of the AB. This is the shadow. The shadow is the length of projection. The shadow.
Okay, sorry, got it, yes.
Okay, right. So using simple trigo, if you could find the theta, you can find the length of projection. Okay. Make sense, huh?
Yeah.
How do you find theta? It's actually very simple. I saw the formula. Let me just check this, right? Apply angle formula between two lines there, which I don't see the angle for. There you go. There you go. Okay. So angle formula between two lines or two planes. That seems like a mouthful to memorize, but if you want to, we can, right? Okay, so there you go.
Theta.
So I can guarantee you that you have the two vectors, look, because A is supposed to A can be this vector and B can be this vector, the vector of the line. Look. Am I making any sense? You do have to find this guy's line and this guy's vector and this guy's vector. They're quite easy to do. Can you do that? I think so, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, Kiko, if you insert V in, it's still a variable. That's a problem. It's a variable instead of. going to do something that feels wrong, Gecko, yeah?
Okay.
DVDR, pretending that H is a constant, I'm pretending that, which is wrong, of course, right? So 2 I H R, right? Okay, then it goes to 0, which really does not help, isn't it? If you equate that to 0, that really does not help. Yeah, I cannot, no. Especially when I know what to do. What's going on here? You don't know what's a partial fraction. I don't know what this question wants you to do. Can you check the answer key for a while? And does the answer key do something like this? DV, no, I cannot do the answer. Got it. So Daniel,
Yeah.
do you need maybe some refresher on how to use, oh sorry, how to use this?
Nope. How do I find the modulus again?
The modulus is just the length lah, the length. The length of a dot. I'm sorry. Let me just show it. First of all, what I want is not the theta but the cosine theta. So I'm going to save my trouble and just do this one, a dot b over, right? Something like that. That's what I'm going to do, right? I want the cosine theta, not the theta.
Usually the mod a dot b.
Yeah, there is a mod, and that's not a big problem because every time that mod is not a problem because every time we dot a vector with another vector, the result is a number anyway. The result is not a vector. That number is the mod of dot a below because the mod means the magnitude, the size. I mean, it's a number, so the size of the number is the number itself. So this mod is not a problem because a dot b.
What about this? Right.
So the mod A is simply the vector A, the length. How do you calculate the length, for example? For example, this is a vector that you want to calculate. So let's call this C, right? How do you calculate the mod or the length of vector C? Is just your triple Pythagoras, right? So minus 1 square plus 0 square. There you go. That's it. You are superbly rusty at this point. So we go slow. If you don't find this to be familiar, well, I guess I'm telling you from the start, no? That is how you find the length of a vector.
Okay. Okay.
The answer key they did DCDR, so H is a constant, yeah. Apparently.
H is a constant, right? Oh my goodness, that's just right. Okay, then what do they do with the V? They don't do anything with
They also did DVDR.
equals to 0.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. No. That's already very weird. Yeah, this is not okay. Yeah, it's not okay.
Yeah.
Moving through the motion, right? This equal to 0 is already a little bit confusing. A little bit confusing because both H and R is not 0. How can this be 0 if both H and R is not 0, right? So this is already like just weird, but let's humor it, you know.
No, sorry. They wait, how do they also differentiate H implicitly, like DHDR. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. So they did the quotient rule. Then they did that first part. Then they plus pi r square DHDR.
Fair enough. That's fair. Now that is fair. Now that is great. Yeah. That is something that we can do here. So we never consider h as a constant, never. It's just, first function and second function. Excellent. That you can do lah. Okay, shall we try that?
Okay.
So,
Also, they have a let the cost per unit area of the tin be $m. So it's km pi r square.
fair,
Faster.
fair enough lah. Fair. That means the unit cost is not 1 times n log. I guess that's better way. Giving that n and k is still constant, right? Both are constant. So I guess that's correct. That's a better way of saying it. Correct. I was assuming that there's one. And yeah, we shouldn't be using u. Yeah, correct. So maybe use a letter n. Should. Now, for you, Daniel, right?
Yep,
Okay.
I'm finding the length of AB now.
Sure thing. I strongly wish that you do it in German. This is not helpful. It's not helpful for me. I cannot follow you. So Aiden, I can see you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right. So Aiden, this tonight we will see some exam level questions. I'm taking them from SA1 or SA2. Let me choose them for you first and then give it a try. I'm putting it in the Jamboard. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay.
So I am taking from a Sec 3 paper and I am taking it from, wait. Taking it from, how come I cannot see? Wait, let me see. Okay. Aiden, sometimes it's easier to just do something on paper. Right now, you don't have, the video and everything. Like, do something on paper, and then either you take a picture and show me your working, or you just tell me the answer. Like, I mean, it's MCQ, so the answer is very short. But don't force yourself to do it with the mouse. That's just not good. Just do it on paper, like, even though I cannot follow you. Yeah.
We have an issue.
Do you have a what? Sorry.
I have an issue.
You have an issue.
When I multiply length of AB and cosine theta together, I get 1 over square root 2. There's no Q.
There's no Q.
You've eliminated the Q.
Yeah, that might be a problem. Let me check. Let me check very quickly. Maybe there is a small mistake somewhere. Vectors are rife with careless mistake. It's crazy how many math we must do, right? It's crazy. Let me do that. Let's go. Let's assume that there's a mistake for now. Right? So Aiden, I put them in page 16. Yeah. So this is from give it a try, and I will be giving you hints as you tell me your problems. Right? Oh, so I'm gonna check AB. So first of all, we don't call this length AB, but this is called AB instead, right? Okay. So and then we'll just call this the magnitude of AB, right? Nice. Okay. So I think you have it as B minus A, which is great. It's so wonderful. And then you have 4. Yeah, okay, I like this a lot. Right then, how did you what? I mean, this is fine. I don't get this part lah. I mean, I like this as the magnitude of AB. I don't get how you get this and that. What's going on there? The cosine
That's what you said.
The cosine theta is probably wrong at that point.
This is cosine theta. What?
Yeah, I think you're applying it in not the right way. Why? Because the A and B in question is this and that, which is not the A and B that you have right now. It's not.
What?
No, yeah, look at A and put it in A lah. That's not how it works, at least not in the vector formula lah. Don't you agree that the theta we're looking for is in between this and that, correct? Between this and that. So you cannot put A here and you cannot put B here. No. The first guy that you should be doing, that's the AB. The second guy is the line itself. This one, try to understand first. It's not the A and it's not the B, even though the formula seems to be saying it's A and B. All right.
I don't know what you're saying. I don't understand.
Okay, let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. I'll call this point G and H. I can do that.
What point?
Okay, then
Wait.
the formula say A and B. Are you going to just simply put in G and H there? No, right? That
I
requires
have
some.
no idea. Where are you?
I'm still at the page 1. I'm still at page 1.
Are you writing things?
I am.
Okay, I cannot see anything.
That is doing that, right?
Can you try writing something?
Yeah, no laser pointer, is it?
Oh, up there. Okay, yeah. See.
Okay, so to prevent confusion, I change point A and B into point G and H. I'm entitled to do that. The question can do that very easily, right? Question can do that. Okay, so if this is G and H, so suddenly you don't have A and B. So what exactly will you putting on the formula? Right? Something like that. If this is not A and B, right? That requires some thinking, some understanding of what we're supposed to put in. I'm going to explain to you the understanding, right? This theta is the theta between whichever two things you want to angle it. So between this thing and this thing. So this must be what I put in as A, and this must be what I put in as B. That is the understanding of the formula. If you don't find that to be familiar, there's always a first time. That's the understanding. At least accept that first.
Could you repeat that again one more time so I can understand?
Theta is an angle between two lines. Yes?
Yes.
This will be the line, and this will be the line. Why do I say this? Let's for now pretend that this line is the same as this line. Let's pretend for now. This line is the same. Angle between this line and this line, correct? So it makes sense that A will be one of the lines and B will be one of the other lines. I think that just makes sense. The formula will put in those two lines.
Oh, so the formula A is a line.
No, the direction of that line. I'm using. Oh, never mind. Yeah,
so my entire AB is wrong.
I mean, this is correct though. This is what you need lah. This I believe you need, but this A and this B is totally wrong lah. Totally just off lah. Just
yeah.
Your vector is that rusty lah.
Your circling is very out of sync with your voice. I don't understand why you're circling, why you're pointing to.
I understand. And one more time.
Just do it slowly, so I can see where you're pointing.
Right. A is one of the line, B is one of the other line. That's it, look. I'm not circling anything.
That's not what I mean. So you're saying this is correct. See, I'm circling.
Yeah, you're circling.
This is correct.
Very slow. Yeah.
But this should be A.
Yeah, that should be A. Yeah, correct.
And this should be B.
No, that is
Huh?
not B.
No. Oh, that's the length of AB.
The B is taken from the line. The B is taken from this line, which you need to know how to take it. You do need to know.
Sine.
That's
Oh,
your,
I see. It's up there in the question.
yeah, it's on the question.
So I define B from the question,
From the line in
and
the,
then I dot product them,
yes.
and then I find cosine theta, and I find everything again. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much. That is how you do it.
That's so much work. Okay.
And especially because you're very rusty lah.
Mhm.
But one good, I mean, if you really want to, this topic takes a long time to master. If you really want to master this topic, the length of projection is needed in almost every question. So you cannot avoid it. So I guess that's good news here, lo. It's beyond these 3 marks lah. You're not dealing with what you.
Can I just erase everything and restart?
Please do. Please do. No problem. Vector tends to be very confusing lah.
All right, let's start again.
At this point, Keiko, are you stuck? Just to confirm, are you stuck?
Yeah, I have no idea what am I supposed to do from here. Actually,
I want what I want.
like I'm supposed to somehow get H over R, right?
You're supposed to do that, and you will not be able to get rid of BHDR. At least I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Or maybe you should try first. You should try to get rid of BHDR by simply subbing in. Maybe you try that and see what happens. But it depends on the manipulation of these two things. It depends. So maybe we try that first. Maybe
So I put DHDR on one side, then everything else on the other side.
Like, yeah, the second guy sub in the first guy, right? I would probably try that first. I would probably try that first. That might lead us to something. This is unknown territory, but I would try that.
Okay.
So Aiden, right? C, right? So I just saw your final round. Okay. So at this point, Aiden, I will. Do you know why 15 is C, or would you like me to explain in more detail? What's your thinking process here?
For why 15 is C, because they are both aqueous, so as they can be prepared by the C method.
Likely. So are you saying that you know what the rest is like? For example, you know what's lead chloride? Is it aqueous or not?
Some of them I'm not sure because I didn't really memorize it.
Right. Lead is the exception for chloride. Oh, so it is solid. Solid. Zinc sulfate is aqueous. So I can see your logic is not so bad. Aluminium sulfate is?
Aluminium sulfate is soluble.
Is aqueous, and aluminum sulfate is also aqueous. So there's a little bit of question there, but at least you know aqueous. You have C aqueous. How about B? B, barium sulfate is insoluble, and barium chloride is soluble. So I think B and D will be eliminated. You are probably right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how about A and C? Is there any reason why you choose C and not A, I suppose?
Aqueous. Aluminium, ammonium. Like for A, aluminium is salt.
Metal. Ammonium sulfate is also salt, but ammonium is strictly speaking not metal. Maybe that's the clue. Okay, so let me sharpen your understanding by doing this. How would you prepare ammonium sulfate? You can look at your slides, you can look at lecture note if you have an idea, but propose a way to make ammonium sulfate. Maybe that will be your clue. Would you please try that? Using paper is better. Okay. Oh, you're not stuck yet. Yeah? Okay. Daniel, you okay? Right. So
how do I convert Cartesian form to vector form?
Excellent question. I would like to show you that. That is what you need. Yeah, that's what you need. Right. So at least you know this is a Cartesian form. I like that a lot. This is how it. Okay. So it's very simple. The form that you want, the vector form, it's it's like this one. It's actually x, y, z. So for example, I will now reorganize, I will now reorganize the thing lah. I will reorganize it as, oh, the z is 5/2. Okay, here. That's the number below, because the factor format is x equals to y equals to z equals to.
Yes.
Now, what do I do with this lah? What do I do with this? I will do it this way. 4x minus 15 over minus 2 equals to the constant of the line. So lambda, I'll call it lambda. Okay. Then y is also
y equals lambda.
Yeah, y is also equal to lambda. So I'm just separating them for a while. I need to separate them anyway. Yeah, I need to, right? So this guy I'll reorganize into 4x minus 15 equals to minus 2 lambda, and then finally I have x equals to minus 2 over 4 lambda plus 15 over 4. Correct? So I have that lah.
Okay.
So then I'll put 15 over 4 here, because remember that's x ma, and then x, remember, it's plus, this one is plus minus half, plus constant of the line lambda, and then so sorry.
So the z for lambda is 0.
Yes, correct. You got it. Okay, you know something. Yes, you know something. That's it. That's it. Please
Okay, let's just sub in the rest.
You do this for quite frequently, so please practice.
The one with lambda is the directional vector.
Yes, and that is what you need lah. Your
Other one is the positional vector.
yes. Oh yeah, you do know something. Yes, yes, wonderful. Those are very important basics. Yeah. Right. So Aiden, the H2SO4 proposal is probably fine, but you cannot start with NH4 lah. So first of all, NH4 is a, and you cannot start with a positive, right? No, you cannot. You cannot. It's a positive ion, needs to be paired with something else. It is. Okay. Now your proposal is to use this weak base, which is also shy. Remember, it was shy. I was telling you, right? This guy has a problem. This immediately splits to NH3 and H2O. It's shy. Your second proposal has this problem. Now you know why I asked you to think about ammonium sulfate. It's not that easy to make, at least not by our standard way of thinking. It's not. Two proposal, not correct. Maybe you have another creative way of thinking. Maybe you must think about another way.
Okay.
Yeah, think about it for a while. If you can, okay, let me check the 16th. That's right. Oh no, you're correct. You're correct. Your memorization is quite good, isn't it? Not bad, not bad. No complaints there.
So y will always be 0 here. Yes.
The y is 0. Yeah. I like it. Yes. Very good. Yes. Very good. I like it. Okay, cool. So far. What? Oh, so eliminating the DHDR is not that bad, really?
Does that answer the question?
I think so. I mean, surprisingly,
Is that like that for 7 marks?
hey, it's not that easy lah. Please lah. No. Well, this is nowhere easy in terms of thinking. No, please.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
No. Of course, math questions tend to be the longer the mark, the longer the working. But physics is not like that. It's more like a physics question, no? Like the thinking is so out of the ordinary of an A-level student, out of the ordinary. Really out of the ordinary. I
All
mean,
right, one more problem. Oh, sorry.
yes, you're saying.
How do I find the modulus?
Very simple. So we are not interested in the modulus of the line, just this guy lah. Just this guy. The modulus of the vector direction, this guy. Look. Finding the modulus of that is not very difficult, I guess, I would say.
Oh,
Right.
not. So I need to take the directional vector.
Yeah, just mod that. Yeah, mod that guy. Mod that guy. It's enough. It's enough. That'll be okay. That'll be okay.
Wait, so this is more of like a simultaneous equation question than an actual differentiation question, right?
It is a differentiation question.
I mean, like on like for the first few steps of me, I guess.
Yeah. After differentiation, you no longer differentiate. Wait, that's the same with every other differentiation question.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
Just manipulate. So no surprises there. I'm not very surprised about the elimination. I'm surprised that you don't consider it that way. Put it that way lah.
I mean, I didn't know like which thing to even handle.
Therefore, 7 marks. Therefore, it is 7 marks. There is a reason why this is 7 marks. Very sorry.
Okay.
So, Aiden, right. Aiden, I'm putting in more questions first. Currently, no more proposal on 15, yeah? Am I correct?
No, I put another one, 2NH3.
Oh, now I see it, right. Oh, the gas. And no, there is no way to make the salt with this gas because it's very easy to escape. You need specialized equipment, not in the syllabus also not in the syllabus. No. So this is not considered a very practical way of doing. No, cannot also.
Then how are you supposed to make it?
A very good question. Very good question. Having said that, probably your answer is very good at this point lah, because turns out that making this ammonium sulfate is not very easy. Yeah? Something like that. I'll show you how. Yeah. Wait for. Anyway, try the next question first. Try the next 23 questions. I'm giving you more questions which are easier, right?
Okay.
How do I wait for? Sorry.
Yes,
For
you're
the
saying.
modulus of the dot product of AB and the line, can I just dot product this and this?
You're absolutely correct, which is what you need to practice anyways. So do dot product.
And so for AB, right,
The-
it is a line. This is the equation of the line. Or is this just the direction vector?
AB is not a line. AB is a vector. Just want to say
So
that,
AB is a vector.
which is great. That's what we want. Great. That's great.
So that's why it doesn't have the whole lambda thing.
Correct. But that's what we want, right? Something like that's what we want here.
So this would be.
Your dot product. Show me your dot product.
Wait, that means I don't actually have to find the mod because it already be modded, or I have to mod this.
The mod doesn't matter in a dot product. It's a number one. I mean, that's it, low.
Okay. It's just 1 minus q. Oh.
Yep. And then you put in everything. Eden, are you okay with the next? Is in the next page, yeah, page 17, and more like a mole question. This is not strictly speaking acid-basic question. This is mole sneaking into a supposedly acid-based question. That's how they put it in this. So think of it as a mole question for now. Then you can answer it better, which is a revision of what we learned yesterday. Nothing complicated. You will be needing your periodic table most likely. Again, Keiko, to confirm that is the answer lah. Just to confirm, yeah, correct, yeah.
Trying to find the
Yeah.
hypotenuse here. Right? Integration is the hypotenuse.
Yeah, that's the cosine theta. Good. Don't go and solve the cosine theta. Just times the thing lah.
Shouldn't we be dividing it by that?
Oh dear.
I
Okay.
thought you want to find the hypotenuse, right?
No, you have the hypotenuse. You want to find the shadow below. If that makes sense.
Isn't the shadow below the hypotenuse?
Okay, so let me draw how the shadow looks like again. The shadow needs to be, like that in terms of 90 degrees. So that's how the shadow looks like. Considering that this is the 90 degree, I don't think
I drew my thing wrong again.
kind of, because you can draw it that way, but that won't be the 90 degree shadow. A projection is a 90 degree shadow, so to speak, right? It's not 90 degrees to 90 degree to the wherever you're projecting, so to speak. So right, that you may be correct, but that's just not how they define it, lah. Oh, there's another question. You, Keiko, you tell me what's your problem with this first.
I mean, to me, it's like very like of course they cannot be parallel, but like I don't really know how to explain it in mathematical language. Yeah.
Are you talking about 4A1? Is that?
Yeah, 4A1, yes.
Just a vector question. The equation of plane. Okay. That's you.
Should I be multiplying by the mod of AB or just AB?
Mod of AB or just AB? Sorry. Sorry. Let me clarify that. What do you mean?
The equation that I'm writing right now.
I'm sorry. My Jamboard is going down a bit. Sorry. Just a minute. Sorry.
Cosine theta times AB equals length of projection. Right.
Cosine not the factor, but the length of the AB. The length of the AB. The length.
So mod.
Mod. Yeah, mod. Because in normal trigo, we just deal with the length. We never deal with the factor itself. So, and the length of A, mainly, this guy, so that will kind of cancel each other. Right. Again, Aiden, you do it with your paper, right? If you want to, you can. Yeah, you can.
That.
At this point, yep. There you go.
Answer is Q equals 5.
Got something. I'm sorry, you're saying?
The answer is Q equals 5. I messed something up.
For I will actually agree. With the answer key. I think the answer key is supposed to be 4. So I'm saying that this point is correct. I think you maybe did something wrong. I think the answer is 5. Check it out again. That means just a small mistake down there. You'll find it.
Nope.
Yeah, how do I put it in mathematics? Okay, let me think about it for a second. How do I put it? I know you know, and you know. How do we put it? Okay, I owe you 2 parts, like the the first one of the area and this one, correct? I owe you two things. Right?
Mhm.
Yes?
Yeah.
Let me give you, I think after tuition. I think I have to give you after tuition. Your plan is still the same, yeah, for the camp? Just checking.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I will see you on Sunday then, I guess.
Mm.
See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right. So Daniel, did you okay? Okay. Again, try to deal with no, actually you deal with the two correctly.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Oh wait, no, wait, what? No, wait. Sorry. Wait. Maybe I'm the one which is wrong. Wait.
Wait, if when you look back, I'm gonna go down and get medicine. I'm feeling quite sick.
Right.
Later you the nice.
Okay. So roughly, Daniel, I'm gonna explain. Oh, sorry. Let me check your part A first, right? Nice. Good. Oh, wow. Okay. So Aiden, just a little bit of error since you're not familiar. There are two guesses. I think you just count the first guess, isn't it?
Oh,
For some reason, they tell you that this time the water is going to be water vapor, is what he's saying. No? Oh, then water vapor also gas. Then you do want to also include that. Okay, but your initial first few steps is wonderful and correct. You just missed the fact that water vapor is here, well, it's gas. Okay? That was
this is water vapor.
like it's the H2O, usually liquid, but this one gas. So we cannot ignore that.
Oh,
We cannot ignore that. Just because he even tells us it's a gas. So we are not left to, guess or doubt. It's clearly gas, according to him.
it's 1.2 correct.
I'm sorry?
It's 1.2 correct.
The 1.2 is correct for the N2O lah. Because
Oh,
you count the N2O only, right? So that will be correct. Yeah, then you must add another 2.4, and now you're correct. Look. The answer should be 3.6. Make sense?
how is it 3.6?
This is 1.2. This is 2.4, so total 3.6.
But I thought initially it's only 1.2 over here in the
Huh? Wait. Again, more. 4 and 2. This will be 1 over 20 more. That's what you found, correct?
Mm.
And this is 1 N2O and plus 2 H2O. So clearly this will be 1 over 20 more. And this will be, well, 2 over 20 more, right?
Huh?
Will this be okay or not, Eden?
I'm not really sure how you got the. I thought 1 over 20 more on this side, then this side should also be 1 over 20 more.
No. 1, 2. 1 molecule of this becomes 1 molecule of that and 2 molecule of this. 1,000 of this become 1,000 of this and 2,000 of that. Look. Make sense?
Oh.
Why would you assume that this is 120 and this must also be 1 over 20? That is not the case, and that Yeah, that's not the case. That's just not the case.
Oh,
If that makes some sense.
yeah.
Right. So your 1.2 dm cube will be this guy, and then this guy will be 2.4 dm cube. You add them up, 3.6.
Oh,
I need to get water which is colder than 0 degrees Celsius. We'll just put a few ice cubes in the big beaker. You can wait a bit so you can check the.
Okay. Now, your precipitation for this one is generally correct. Now, let me explain for part C. For part C, you will be taking the NH4OH. That is your ammonia solution. I told you just now that it will immediately split.
yeah.
So the way to first of all, they sell it in still not a split form. You keep it in the bottle under pressure, they will not split very easily. Yeah. Right. So how do you prevent it from splitting too much when you're trying to react? You will be cooling it low. So to slow down this splitting, to make it very slow, you cool it down. Okay. You cool it down, and then you can therefore get this to finally react with your acid. Okay. And you are right, you have to be titrating. Another reason why you want to cool it down, because titrating is a very slow process. So you gotta stop this from evaporating too much. If it evaporates too much, it becomes more diluted. The titration and messed up again. You cool this down.
Titration or precipitation.
Correct. So in the end, cool this down, titrate with this. First of all, it's not a precipitation. It's not a precipitation, it's titration. Why? Because ammonium nitrate is not insoluble, ma. It's not a solid, ma. It is soluble, ma. So you cannot say it's precipitation. Precipitation is for when the result is solid.
This one says crystals.
Yeah, crystals is something you get from something aqueous and then you dry it. Crystals is not originally insoluble. Crystals are originally soluble. Then you dry it to get the crystals.
Oh, but crystals are solids, right?
Which if you put inside a water, it immediately dissolves.
Oh,
Like your salt are crystals. The table salt are crystals, ma. That's what crystals look like. What happened when you put it in water?
it will dissolve.
And when you dry the water, you will get back the crystals, which of course is a solid, but that was never the point.
Oh,
Make sense, huh? Crystals means actually that it is originally aqueous. If they say it's a precipitate, that's how they differentiate it for you. Or if it's a precipitate, they will say it's a precipitate. If it is a crystal, that means something else. So titration will be the appropriate way here.
okay.
With the additional information, you will cool down the aqueous ammonia. Right?
Yeah.
This explains your 15A law. How would you make ammonium sulfate, something like that?
But I thought the cooling it down part isn't in the syllabus.
Which is I'm very confused at this point. What am I supposed to tell you? In practice, you have to do this. There is no way for you to just use we call this ammonia solution, just like that one. Everything will be messed up. I'm telling this not for you to be burdened by it, but for you to understand it more. Right?
Okay.
Let the teacher decide what to do at this point. But right now, I'm telling you what makes sense, not what is just in the syllabus, so to speak.
Oh.
Right. Okay. Yeah, which is gonna be. I doubt that you'll ever do this in the lab also. I don't know what to tell you right now. So I'll tell you what makes sense for now. All right.
Okay.
So, but I'm not joking when this is why I say this is one of the most complicated topic. And if you understand it, the rest of chemistry shouldn't look that bad. Okay, so at this point, you know how to identify acid and base question. Now I want to ask you to try that yourself. So you go to your, Secretary Drive, you take a paper and you go and identify acid and base questions. Okay, and then put it here. See whether you can do that. Okay. Daniel, just to check, are you back?
Yep. Wait, give me a sec.
I'm still trying to find the mistake. The matter is generally correct. Can you use, for now, don't wait for me. Can you use that Q equals to 5 into part 2? Can you do that? Oh, part 2 is also
Wait, let me see.
part 2.
Wait, you said you found the mistake?
No, I haven't. But we don't have to wait for me. We should do part 2 first while I go and find a mistake, right?
Yeah, of course.
I think very likely gonna need the, right? So now, do you understand part 2 first?
Let me see. Time coordinate is the point of a dot. Oh, point of inflection. Yeah, no, it's reflected.
I'll draw it for you. At this point, I strongly suggest that you draw.
Okay, I can visualize. So it's like, wait, okay, you can draw. Page 2.
Using the drawing. You believe me at this point. Just
Yep.
Then we'll use it. Aiden, I forgot to tell you how to screenshot. Do you know how to screenshot in your laptop?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, then and I guess you can move the question to the Jamboard. If you have a problem there, please tell me immediately. Yeah.
I'm supposed to find acid and base questions, right?
And therefore, you're supposed to spot them. If you have difficulty, you tell me the paper that you're looking at, and I'll look at it with you, and then maybe I can point it out with you. Spotting the question is part of the training.
Mm.
Daniel, are you drawing something in page 2? Right. Where is the A prime in this case?
Oh, you wanted me to here. There.
Right. By saying this. So the general method of part 2 is something like this. The general method is like this. I'm going to find this guy. This is called the foot. I don't know why it's called the foot. Right? That is the shadow of A on line L. The shadow. Shadow. So if I find the foot, finding A prime will be so easy. My focus will be in finding the foot in order to find the A prime. The A prime is just a simple continuation of the foot. So
all right.
You accept that.
Yep.
Now I'm going to demonstrate finding the foot for you. Right.
Can I give it a try? Or?
Please do. If you know this is very important. This is like this, like together with the length of projection, these 2 skills are what you need in the basic sense. If you can,
yeah, okay. Let me give it a try.
Eden, are you having trouble finding the acid and base?
Yeah, I think I've already found one from like the 2017 Zhonghua thing.
All right, Zhonghua, which is not my paper just now. Good. Would you please put it in and let's see whether it is an acid and base question.
Okay.
Let me see. Two.
Actually, how do you put the thing inside?
Right. So after you copy paste from the the PDF, you just Control V and it will appear by right lah, by right. Does that happen or not?
Oh,
Ah, there you go. Yeah, got it. Thank you. Nice. I agree. This is an acid and base question, but this is specifically preparation of salt lah. Nice. Very nice. What is your answer?
oh.
Agree that AF is that, Daniel. I agree. But how are you going to find the lambda here? I agree with what you're doing right now. Let's see what you will do. Aiden, I'm impressed with your question 19. You are correct. Do you have any questions for question 19? You're quite good.
Question 19. Not really lah. I saw like one of them is like soluble in hydrochloric acid but insoluble in aqueous sodium hydroxide. So I just assume it is sodium itself.
You assume that means M is sodium.
Yeah. No
Not,
matter what, M has to be the last one.
not far off. Then how do you decide between L and N?
L and N because N is soluble in hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. So I heard of magnesium oxide, magnesium hydroxide and magnesium chloride. So I assume like it is possible.
Oh no, that would be wrong. So you're a bit lucky. You're lucky that you're correct. You're lucky for this one. Then what do you think about L?
L, I ignored L because there was only one option with M as the last one. So like I only saw M and because M is Na and therefore M should be last.
Okay. Then let me try to explain. Actually, you're here already. So let me try to explain. Yeah, let me try to explain. So yeah, so you're a bit lucky. Still good. You're thinking about it. Lucky doesn't mean you're fully wrong. Huh? No. You're kind of right. So M is simple. M means that it is the oxide of M. M is basic. That's what it means. It's basic. Therefore, M is metal. Does that make sense? That's what
it is basic.
So it's soluble in hydrochloric acid doesn't mean that it's actually soluble. It means it's reacting. It's a very weird choice of word that they use. Again, an oxide is either basic or acidic or neutral or amphoteric. That is what you learn today, man. You revise that today, man. I'm asking you to see the oxides like that.
Oh, so it being insoluble makes it basic.
Not insoluble, but no reaction. No? So insoluble and so aqueous sodium hydroxide means, oh, it's basic because it doesn't react with sodium hydroxide, another basic.
Oh,
So oxides of M is basic, meaning M is metal, because again, react with acid doesn't react with base. Correct what? You assume that it is sodium. I mean, at least you assume kind of, you're not far off lah. It is supposed to be a metal because it is supposed to be basic. Can?
so all basics are metal.
All metal oxides are basic except for 3 amphoterics. Remember, we talked about it, which is N is amphoteric. No? N is the amphoteric. It's reacting with acid and base. Amphoteric. Na?
Oh,
And L will be the acidic oxide, which means it's a non-metal. Why? Because it reacts with basic.
so this one is aluminium.
Aluminium, zinc, and lead, which doesn't help us a lot. But if we want to guess, that means this is aluminium group 3. Lo? Group 3. La. So basic metal means group 1 to 3, kind of. This is group 3, kind of, considering aluminium, and acidic will be, the biggest group. That means the highest proton will be L, which is your answer.
Oh, so acidic oxides are all non-metal.
Except for 3 neutral oxides, remember, H2O, NO, and CO.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most of them are acidic. That's how you remember it, most.
Yeah.
So you are lucky, but you still learn something, which is excellent. Okay. Again, Aiden, don't wait for me. Go and find other question while I check your question 16. Okay, go and find other questions. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Oh, you're doing something, Daniel. Oh, I like it. You're dot producting. Oh, I like it. I like. Oh, I like. Oh, I like. You're doing it the way I would do it. I mean, it's like.
I don't know, is this correct? So I found OF. There's F.
It feels slightly longer, but that is still roughly how I do it. I mean, you're using all the things that I will use lah. Correct lah.
So A, how do I find A now?
Oh, very simple. So you have F, right?
This one, yeah. No, I memorized this before. This whole stupid process.
Which is one you'll be needing it all the time. Good lah. Good for you. I think. Okay, now I'll give you the.
It's long-winded because it's easy to memorize.
Correct. The good news is, first of all, you don't need OF, you need AF, which you can find easily. Why do I say you need AF? Because wow, AF is exactly the same as FA. Correct?
Just reversed.
No. No. A to F is F to A prime. So F to A prime, I'm talking about. Correct? Very correct. A to F is exactly the same as F to A prime. Correct?
Yeah.
So you have, which means you have this guy, which means you just add this guy to the OF. You will be correct. No?
No.
One more time. You have A, correct, right? Now you have F.
Yes.
Congratulations. You have F. Now it also means that you have AF. You have those two. Okay?
Yes.
Therefore, just add AF to F because AF is the same thing as this one. You're adding this one to F. You get A prime, no?
Like add AF to F, I just plus.
Yeah. Just add AF to OF, yeah, which is because AF is FA prime. Because.
Could you do it for me so I can see what you're talking about?
Then one more time. I'm going to add OF plus FA prime because I will get A prime. That's what I'm going to do, right? I want to get that, correct?
Yeah.
So, however, I do realize from my drawing that OF is equal to AF, which I have. So I just
FA prime is AF.
Again, look at the drawing, correct or not?
But it's not, is it? It's in different places.
Oh dear, your basics in vector. Right. Okay, look, let me explain. This is important. A vector is like my where do you live? Sorry, where do you live roughly?
Bukit Timah.
Bukit Timah. I live at Hillview. Okay.
Oh,
So
nice.
from Hillview MRT line to Bukit Timah, there's no Bukit Timah MRT, whatever, to King Albert.
Beauty World. Oh,
Okay, from Hillview MRT, you have a direction distance to Bukit Timah MRT, right?
yeah.
If I want to go from Hillview MRT to Bukit Timah MRT, I will take, for example, 1 kilometer in the west direction. 1 kilometer in the west direction. So 1 kilometer. And 1 kilometer in the west direction is exactly what a vector is. Now, why am I telling you this? Because Hillview, Beauty World is 1 kilometer to the west. Now, let's say last time I live in Boon Lay. Last time I live in Boon Lay, and Boon Lay is near Pioneer. Boon Lay and Pioneer is also exactly 1 kilometer to the west. Pretend that that's true for a while. Okay? Just pretend for me. Okay?
Okay.
So, kilometer to the west, and this 1 kilometer west is the same, even though it's from Hillview to Beauty World or from Boon Lay to Pioneer. It is still 1 kilometer to the west. And therefore, they are the same vector, even though they are in a different position. I'll grant you that. Isn't that what a vector is? A vector is a direction with a magnitude 1 kilometer to the west. Can you accept that? By using that, I can say that this vector will be the same as this vector because the distance and the direction is the same. Of course. Let me give you another example. I draw a parallelogram. This is AB and this is CD. I say to you, AB vector is exactly the same as CD vector. Correct or not? Exactly the same. Even though A is different from C and B is different from D. That one I acknowledge. Isn't that correct? Would you?
So.
This is something that you have to exploit using. I'm putting this as an emphasis because you have to exploit this. There's no other way. If you don't get this, you don't get how to do many other questions. You have to exploit this part of vector. Think about it for a while. You need to give this time. You need to accept it, so you give it time. Oh, right. Okay, Aiden, question 12 is more. I'm happy with you doing more. I like it. Don't mind. I like it. 12.
Question.
I don't mind. I like it. I like more questions. You should practice that. This is also more. It's not SM based. So I don't mind that. This is what you call the ammonia. Remember, you asked me about what's an ammonia chapter. This ammonia chapter. It starts with a mole question. So nice. Right. This is also a mole question. So even in the ammonia chapter, you have a mole question. All the questions that you chose are mole questions, and I don't mind. But we also want some sort of salt preparation or acid-based question. Okay, Eden? Right. Still, I like you doing the mole question. Right. Daniel, would you grant that AB equals to CD, even though A is not equals to C and B is not equal to D? Would you grant that?
Yeah.
If you grant that, then you could grant one of the easier ways to do this question. A to F is equals to F to A prime. We exploit that. We got A prime. Okay, that has the benefit of using what you already know, the silly thing that you memorize. I'm very happy that you memorize that. Then you can use it already. Simple. That will be my proposal to you. Would that be okay?
Yes. Okay.
At this point, before you do all this, and let's check the lambda first in the answer key just to check that you're correct or not, because there's always the danger of careless mistake. That's another thing about that. Kindly check. The method may be correct, and we are human beings.
What do you mean check the lambda?
Answer key should follow a very similar route, and therefore will give you lambda. Just check the lambda whether your lambda is correct. The lambda, this thing. Oh, my goodness. The lambda is this, the line constant, the line constant.
Oh, I love answer key.
And you have to be satisfied with the method first lah. Yeah, you have to be satisfied with the method first. The method is fine. The method is fine. You didn't tell me your thinking process. Why is your answer B? You're correct, but why is it a B?
Because dilute sulfate, because I'm trying to use something that is like aqueous state, and then zinc and zinc carbonate is solid already.
Good, good. You like that lah? You like that? Okay.
Yeah.
I think hydroxide also solid. Just saying. Okay, it's also solid. And
The only aqueous one is nitrate.
No, you are not wrong. You're not wrong in that regard. You're not wrong. That's fine. That's fine. For now, that's fine. For now. Correct. Now, are you looking for more question? Are you trying to do question 12? Just checking.
I'm doing question 12.
Wonderful. So Daniel, where are we right now? How are we progressing? How do you want to progress?
Okay. Do I sub in lambda also?
You gotta put in the 8. Yes. Now, at this point, you know this is it's very troublesome, right? Correct. I grant you that. There's also no answer key. At this point, I will delay you doing
Can I just not do it?
Yeah,
we already know how to do it.
Correct. Without the answer key, it's a bit pointless because we wouldn't know. Just know the way. Just know the way for now. Okay.
Yeah.
I would rather you go to part 3 and part 4. Right? I would rather. I'm gonna copy the next page. So do your part 3 and tell me whether you have a problem. Then I wish I can see your work, yeah, but I'm okay, good. Good, Aiden, good.
Part 3.
Okay, now what are your concerns with part 3? Actually, yeah, you may have it in the formula. Let me check your formula thing.
So I just equate them to each other.
Just a minute. Let me check your formula sheet first. That because maybe it's there. Maybe. Parallel line. Oh, one line, one plane. Oh, come on. There's no intersecting planes. Oh, so stingy. So stingy. Okay, but it's easy to do, right? Okay, so whatever, you have plane 1, you have plane 1, and then you have plane 2. Sorry, I'm going. Plane 2, right? That's your plane 2, right? So plane 1, plane 2, and the intersection is very likely a line, which they already tell you. So that's your line. Right? Okay. Now K and S, these are for constant K and S. The S is here and the K is here. And the the line is given. Oh, okay, right. Okay. Now, there is a no. Let me think. Okay. So, let me show you what I'll do with P2. P2 is also X, Y, and Z because that's all a vector equation. So X, Y, and Z will be the mu 1 mu plus 2 gamma. Then this is the S mu plus minus, and then this is the 1 mu plus, right? And then equate that with P1. No? P1 is also X and Y, right? X, Y, Z. Make this to X, Y, Z. Now, do you know how to convert this nice form into an X, Y, Z form? Do you know how to do that?
No.
It is, yeah, I have to show you because rarely you have to do it, but I guess you have to. Let me think for a while. Do you have to do it here? Yes, I think so. Yeah, I think you have to do it, right? Okay, so so R is also XYZ. It's always the case. 1 K equals to 1. So at this point, X plus Y plus KZ equals to 1. Oh no, you cannot do it this way. I'm sorry. You can. Oh no. Why so complicated? Sorry. Why so complicated? No. Why so complicated? You don't have to do that. So I'll just show you. Okay. So this one. X, Y, Z. 1K equals to 1, right? Okay, so do this for me first, yeah. Since this is your XYZ of plane 2, Ken, let me just confirm that that's okay. Daniel, are you okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
This is the XYZ of plane 2, Ken. So far, so good.
Mhm.
This XYZ of plane 2 into the XYZ of the plane 1. So put it here. Put it there. That's how you basically intersect plane 2 and plane 1 anyway, given this formula. You just equate the XYZ. So you put it in here. And then when you put it here, you get to dot product with this. It's not a very difficult thing. Dot product with this first, you will get a certain result. Would you kindly do that first? And then we'll do something with that result. If this... The good news is the dot product turns out to be quite easy to do. Please do it. Dot products are always a joy to do. It's not as troublesome as what you do just now. Definitely not. Okay. So you don't give up here, yeah? If you want this topic.
XYZ is 21K.
No, it's not 21K. XYZ dot 21K, right? That's dot product 21K, man. That's a dot product form, right? So
what is XYZ?
XYZ is the coordinate of all the points on the plane. The plane.
I know that. What are the values?
Yeah, the values are are a lot of values. You put this XYZ, which consists a lot of values, P2, into the XYZ of P1. Do it. You put this into that, and you therefore dot product with this.
So this becomes R.
Yeah, because R is XYZ, the XYZ of plane 1. These are
Okay.
XYZ of plane 2. So just put this in there, so to speak.
There's like 4 unknowns. Okay.
Please don't panic first, right? Don't panic first, right? That's what we can do at the start. That's what we can do, right? Please confirm the MR of CL2 Aiden for a while. The answer feels a little bit off.
Oh, ML of CL2 is 71.
Correct. Good. Okay, so that was correct. So how? Wait. Wait. Correct. Okay, so 71. So how do you get your 92 gram?
92, I just took 46 times 2 because this I was unsure about this one. So just take 46 times 2 because it seemed like a multiple of 46.
No, right. Okay, so no. So what is the mole of the sodium? The mole of sodium is 2 mole, right? Correct. 46 divided by 23. Would you please confirm that first?
Yeah.
MR of Na is 23. MR of ACL later on you will be needing this is 23 plus 35, 58.5, right? 58.5. Okay. So the sodium is 2 mole, and 2 mole we put here, correct? 2 mole. So how many mole will be this guy?
Is it 2 more as well?
More, because 2 so 2 mole here, 2 mole there. I hope that makes sense. That's the important thing.
So you're just looking at the 2 in front.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that means the ratio is 2 to 2 2 to 2 means the same thing So if there's 2 more here, there's 2 more here. If there is 3 more here, then there's 3 more here. That makes sense?
Yeah.
There is a half mole here, then there's half mole here. I mean, just as simple as that. Okay? The 2 is a coincidence, okay? 2 and 2. So 2 more and 2 more. So if you have 2 more of NaCl and you have the MR of NaCl, then your answer would be
117.
correct, which is not B. Not B. That would be C.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Okay, Daniel. All right, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, you have yeah, it's not Y is gamma at that point. It's gamma, but yeah. I mean, sorry.
Oh, it's not Y.
Yeah, because I'm following this guy as gamma. So, but yeah, I mean the Y is the gamma, so just correct that for a while. I just correct it this way, okay? Gamma. Okay, and I will further simplify this by 2 plus 5 plus K, I guess. Maybe we'll put it that way. plus 3 plus K. Yes, 2 to 2. Yeah, this should be correct. Yes. Yeah. One. Looks good to me. Right. Okay. Now you're supposed to use the line, right? We're supposed to use the line. Let me think. Can I not do this? Wait. Maybe I cannot do this. Let me think for a while. Maybe I cannot do this. Sorry, yeah. Daniel, I have my doubts. Let me think for a while. Yeah?
I'm also confused.
I have my doubts. Yeah. But nothing should keep you waiting. We have some to cover in vector. So for example, I keep telling you that question part 1 and part 2 is the basic skill, and you do have some basic skill. And the question 5 will start with the plane. Question 6, question 7. Yeah, question 7 will have some basic one. So this is not in order of difficulty. The vector questions is not in the order of difficulty.
Yeah.
5, right. So while waiting for me, would you rather do question 5 or question 7 first?
I think I would like to sleep.
Well, which is nice because it's already 1.5 hours, right?
Yes. Sorry, I'm very tired.
Sunday, like correct. I'll see you on Sunday. I'll reply your vector question before that. Okay.
Yes, please.
I will see you on Sunday. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Have a nice night. Good night. See you on Sunday.
See you on Sunday. Right. Now, Aiden, are you currently stuck with question 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, they keep giving you not more, right? They give you gram, they give you volume, they give you all those stuff, right? So if they give you 56 gram of nitrogen, isn't it it should be like almost natural to you right now to go and find the mole first. However, I sense that you have some doubt in that part. Okay.
So this one is 4 mole.
I'm sorry? 4 mole, which you know, very good. Let me confirm your MR of nitrogen. Just confirm first. Nitrogen, MR of nitrogen.
MR of nitrogen is 14.
Yeah, but this is nitrogen 2, N2. So the MR of N2 is not 14. The MR of N2 is?
It's
Tell me.
1.
MR of N2 is? Tell me.
112.
No, MR of N2 is 28. Sorry, how did that go very well? It's just 14 times 2.
Oh, I don't know. I took 56 times 2.
Why do you want to take 56? 56 is not the MR. The MR is, 14 and 14 times 2, 28. Will that be okay? We'll go slow here.
Yeah.
Okay, so knowing that 56 gram of nitrogen and 2 will be how many more? Good, 2 more. Currently, this is 2 more. Good. That's a good start. Okay, that's 2 more. So what do you do with the 2 more? Once you get more, things are supposed to be kind of smooth. So for example, this is 2 mole. It will be very easy for you to know how many mole is this and how many mole will this be.
That is 6 mole and that is 4 mole.
And you are absolutely correct. Now, is that helpful for A and B?
It should be.
All right, give it for A and give it for B because both is now within your calculation. It's probably the last step already.
How do I find the mass?
Again, from mole, you can go to mass, but what is the link between mass and mole? Surprisingly, you have been using them a lot today.
Gram over mr is mole. So
Therefore-
mole times mr.
Yes, correct. Correct. Which is what you did in question 13, for example.
Oh,
Same thing, right? Same thing. Oh, the link between mass and mole is mr. Oh, great. I know my mr. I can find my mr. It's quite easy. Go ahead.
6 times
The amount of hydrogen gas, H2, will be
mr is 2.
correct. 12 grams. Yes.
Yeah.
Notice for a while that hydrogen is gas, and they ask you for mass instead of volume lah. Does that bother you?
You mentioned that you cannot like weigh it, but it doesn't bother because it's like exam setting.
Yeah. You can weigh, it's just troublesome. It is troublesome. But since the exam asks you, can you do it theoretically? Of course you can. Just go with the MR. However, I will argue that normally they will ask you for volume. Can you give them volume if they ask you for volume?
If they ask for volume, I think you can.
And how would you do that?
Because like everything is related to mole, so somehow you will be able to.
Remember, for every gas, you have been using this. You have been using it is question 12. You have been using this in the previous page.
Oh, it's times 24, is it?
A bit of memorization, I know, right? But you're doing it fine, correct? Correct. So you can give the mass if he asks for it. You can give him volume if he asks for it. Good for you. Good for you. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Now, suddenly the ammonia gas is a volume. Well, now you can, okay, I mean, done, finish, right? Finish, that's it. There'll be. So more questions at this point, I hope, doesn't feel too difficult. It doesn't also necessarily feel very easy. It's around there.
Right now, it feels a bit more on the easier side.
By right, if you understand, correct. If you understand by right, it feels like that.
Yeah.
Will there be harder more question? Yes, but we don't care right now. This is already exam level. You realize this, right? This is exam level. Maybe your question, maybe your school will be harder. Maybe your school will be easier. Nobody knows. But at least this is exam level in some other school.
I feel like my school one would be harder though.
That's a good assumption. We wouldn't know. We will know when your teacher gives you the practices, the new teacher. Okay? What I'm trying to say is don't belittle yourself. You're still doing an exam question. Maybe it is easier, but you are still doing it and you are still understanding it. That's something. That's something.
I'm still worried though, because like the papers here aren't from like Raffles or like the top.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that SJI need not be as difficult as Raffles. I also can tell you that Raffles questions are not necessarily that more difficult. Not as you go to the A-level side, you're going at the O-level side. It's around there. Don't worry.
Okay.
Right. What school is this, by the way?
Oh, you mean where I took the questions from?
Correct.
I mean, some is from Zhenghua and some is from like Yuying.
Fine, they might be on the easier side, but then again, you need the easier one first before going the harder one, correct?
Yeah.
Now, we still have time for 1 or 2 more questions. Would you please find maybe an acid-base question?
Yeah, I'll try and find one.
can check. Yeah, changing the teacher bothers me. It bothers me a lot. I'm very happy that we're doing all this. Now, unless your teacher is good, you're saying that your teacher is not good. Unless your teacher is good, you will have a transition period where everything is not effective for 1 or 2 weeks.
So yeah.
That means we cannot rely on the class tempo until it settles down, which means we're doing the right thing right now. We are just going ahead and not caring too much of the class right now.
Yeah.
Whatever happens in the class happens. Yeah, I'm a bit worried there. That's what happened when we change teachers. There will be always a transition period. Okay, let's see. Hopefully, it's not as bad as we think.
It's quite bad according to a lot of my friends.
Correct. I mean, bracing for the worst, but let's keep an open mind for now. Let's keep an open mind, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing, right? If a teacher thinks you are not smart, it becomes self-fulfilling. Then the student also think that he's not smart because the teacher thinks so. The reverse is true. If you think the teacher is bad, then it can be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So we try not to do that right now. We try.
I found the essay question on like the other page.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, definitely a salt preparation question. Now, what do you think? They're very kind to tell you that this is solid, this is equals, this is equals. Very kind, very kind. Good.
It's D, right?
D. So let's think about your thinking process, right? Let's think about thinking process. Let's say you say it's D, and I would note that D copper oxide is solid and sulfuric acid is aqueous, right? I would note that. And then they're very kind to tell you that the excess solid, the solid X is excess. So would it make sense to you? This should be excess, therefore this should be gone in order to make this. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I like that. Now let me give you some comparison. Copper is also solid, right? So for example, why would you choose D over A, for example?
Because I heard of oxide. Like, I don't know, it's just like natural instinct to pick the oxide one.
Compared to the copper, right? Compared to the copper. Now, to be fair, B is not solid. B is aqueous here, and this is aqueous here. So I agree that you don't choose, B and C. So B and C is done. Good for you. Now,
Yeah, I also don't know why I picked D, but it seems like more obvious to pick D than A. Because in a question, I seldom have the answer as like copper.
Right. Which is fair. So the reason comes down to practical consideration again, because it is correct to say that copper can react with sulfuric acid and it will make your copper sulfate. I think that's also a fair thing for option A. Correct or not? It's fair. Why do we choose D? Based on not just based on instinct, there are practical considerations, because a copper metal, Cu metal, cannot be ground to powder.
Oh, there's no such thing as copper powder.
Because the problem is none of metal can be ground to powder. Metals, you just cannot do that one. Do you know why no metal can be ground to powder one? It's not just copper.
I don't know why.
Because metal, you learn in term 1 maybe, is malleable. Remember, there's that thing, malleable.
I forgot about that.
The point is this: for you to grind something, that something must be brittle. Do you know what brittle means?
Not really.
Okay, brittle is something like glass. Glass breaks in a way that it is brittle. It also breaks into small pieces, which is therefore makes it easier to grind. Meaning to say, something which is brittle tends to break. Let me give you another example. Well, your pot lah, meaning not the plastic pot, but you know, the clay pot. The clay pot, if you drop it, breaks to smaller pieces. That's brittle. Brittle stuff can be ground, can be grinded into powder. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Any metal you notice, you know, your whatever, you have a lot of metals surrounding you, right? Maybe your chair is metal, maybe your table is metal, maybe your phone is made of metal, maybe your power bank is metal, your pot in the kitchen is metal, your spoon is metal, your fork is metal. You know metal, correct? Steel lah, aluminium lah, whatever. Have you seen any metal break into pieces?
No.
Therefore, a metal is not brittle. A metal is what they call malleable. Instead of breaking when you drop a pen, it bends, correct? It bends like that. The metal like goes in, something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't break. Compare that with a plate, you know, not a plastic plate, but a ceramic plate lah. A ceramic plate, you just whack it, it'll break into pieces brittle.
Yeah.
One more time, the brittle stuff can ground to powder. There is an advantage here because copper oxide is not like metal. Copper oxide is brittle. How do I know? All oxides are brittle. All oxides are brittle. All metals are not brittle, so you cannot ground copper to powder, and that is a weakness here. Because powder increases the surface area, remember? It's just nicer lah. It's just nicer to work with.
Also, for all these questions, I must consider the practical setting as well.
This is how I summarize to you and Joshua. The salt preparation is always practicality. Always practicality. The issue is always like for example, how to keep it pure is practicality. We choose this over that. We choose it. Okay, titration is not preferred. Why? Practicality very slow. If possible, avoid titration. You know.
So like in the exam titration, it will be wrong because it's slow.
No. There are specific cases where you cannot but choose titration. Then you have to choose titration. Titration is not always wrong. It is not always the best, but it's also not wrong. My point is, in salt preparation, you choose the most practical way of doing things. So here, A is correct, B is better. You understand?
Yeah.
Something like that. So that's why we choose D over A, not just instinct. So if you see a question where you mix copper, not copper oxide, you don't call that wrong. You call that slow. Slower. D is faster.
So it goes by speed as well.
Isn't that practicality? Because seriously, the copper metal is seriously slow. You will learn later on that copper metal has another worse characteristic. It doesn't react very fast. It is already slow because you cannot grind it, and the metal itself reacts very slowly. You haven't learned that. You learned that in the metal chapter, which is after the mole, which that means not term 3. Oh my goodness, it's already cannot ground, also slow. Oh my goodness, let's not use it. I mean, in a lab setting, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So practicality. Is practicality important in chemistry question? Yes, 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 yes. I hope you understand that by today. Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, it's important.
Correct, correct. And that's what you're learning here. Even though you have not a lot of experience in the lab, that's the negative thing about it. But I guess the positive is they're trying to teach you like the practicality of things.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And whether you have done it or not, you seem to be able to follow. You seem to. So good luck.
Yeah. Because last time when my teacher was teaching it, it was a bit like blurry, but now it's a bit more clear.
I hope so. I hope so. As far as I can tell, teachers don't phrase it as practical. Teacher phrase it as just memorize lah. I mean, sometimes they tend to do that. Cannot blame them. They have to teach so many students lah. Cannot blame them. Some are just not interested in understanding it lah. Maybe lah. So just memorize. Can't really blame them.
Yeah.
Okay, Aiden. Anyway, time is up now. What do you think so far? We have gone through 2 days lah, basically. Now, what do you think?
But what I think is that I think it's okay. But maybe like the questions could like go up in difficulty.
Which I'm hoping. But for some reason today, we go to the medium question. Maybe that's good. Maybe tomorrow we go to the hard one. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. If you want confirm very hard one, you go to the Sec 4 one, no? Because sometimes in Sec 3, sometimes they just make it slightly easier. You get what I mean? Sometimes lah. In Sec 4, no mercy already, just whack lah.
Oh.
So, but it doesn't mean that today is a wrong thing, because frankly speaking, you still make some mistakes, one. You can rush the whole process lah. Cannot also lah. Right? But maybe after today, you say, okay, you know what? I just want to be whacked. Go to Sec 4. You have a lot.
Oh.
Fair enough. Fair.
Yeah.
So today is not a waste. Today might be what you need. Might be considering that your term 3 class. We hope for the best, but it might be the worst. It might be. It might be. Might be. So yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Good night, Aiden. Bye.
Bye-bye.